Hi, I'm Cameron Bentley, and my research is into whether the government should continue to fund National Public Radio. Last year, a House resolution called H.R. 1076 was passed by Congress to defund National Public Radio stations. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to write my paper in favor or in opposition of this bill yet, but in my preliminary research, I have found sources on both sides. And so the first source that I have is the website of Congressman Doug Lamborn. And he is the congressman who actually proposed the bill to defund NPR. He's been working on this campaign for about 3 years, but then last year there was a succession of 3 critical events that pushed him to get the bill passed through Congress immediately. And all but 7 of the Republicans in the House voted in favor of the bill, and so the House passed the bill to defund NPR. But then the Senate to committee, and so it could possibly be brought back up again, but it has not become law yet. Doug Lamborn noted these 3 critical issues as the reason that NPR needs to be defunded. He is politically and economically conservative, and sort of the last drop in the bucket for him was when George Soros donated $1.8 million to NPR. And George Soros is a outspoken critic of Fox News, and so that seemed to be overly liberal support for NPR. The next event that occurred was NPR fired one of its news analysts, Juan Williams, over remarks that he made on a Fox News show. And then the final event was a heavily edited video showing an NPR executive bemoaning the existence of the Tea Party. And so all of these events seem to suggest that NPR was too liberal to continue to receive federal funding. My next source is a book by Tom McCourt called Conflicting Communication Interests in America, The Case of National Public Radio. And this book gives the history and the current status of NPR. It explains that NPR offers classical music, quiz shows, interviews, commentary on arts and culture, and news analysis. And all of these programs are seen as too liberal by the current House. The first category, the classical music program, is only seen as too liberal because it is government supported, and so it does not have to compete commercially in the market with other music stations. And then my final source has my visual aid, and this research is done by Free Press Research. And it is a graph showing that per capita, the United States is by far the least supportive democracy of public media. I have the United States circled in yellow and other democracies around the world underlined in pink. And it shows that the United States spends $1.43 per person on public media compared to 80 times that amount in Finland, 70 times that amount in the United Kingdom. The U.S. has 900 stations that carry NPR programming. 93% of the population is within listening range of NPR programs, and NPR listeners are 35% more likely to vote and participate in civic events. So that concludes my presentation on my sources that I have found so far in my research on NPR programming and funding, and next I will start turning it into a paper. Thank you for listening.